Yeah, that's really how I'm feeling right now. Just to work on myself and things like that. Try to better myself as a person, as a dad.
Has officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in.
Whatever, I don't know. Maybe this could be the reason why Tank said he want to leave boxing. He gonna, tap out, stuff like that. He still hasn't fought Devin Haney. That's not going to happen.
Gervonta Davis has finally opened up about why he's stepping away from boxing, revealing that the constant spotlight has taken a toll on him. He shared that every comment he makes seems to get twisted, and being in the public eye makes it hard for him to express his real self. Davis said the thrill of boxing just isn't there anymore, calling the sport boring now and confirming that his passion has faded, pushing him toward retirement.
Yeah, that's really how I'm feeling right now. Just to work on myself and things like that. Try to better myself as a person, as a dad, all around, human being.
Yeah. Is it the fame? Is it something that you just don't like all the attention? Or
yeah, I'm starting to shy away from the attention and things like that come with it.
Yeah, because it's like anything you do or say, it's all over the blogs. It's taken the wrong way. It's getting posted.
Yeah.
Like you can't even be yourself at this point.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, it's getting more so lame type of thing.
The main force behind Davis's decision seems to stem from his mounting frustration. His inner circle revealed that he's been dealing with immense pressure, much of it related to a legal battle involving the mother of his kids. They admitted the situation is unpredictable, and the emotional toll has weighed heavily on him. These personal problems have distanced him from boxing and may have played a major role in his decision to take a step back, at least for now.
So I'm sure by now many people have heard about the news that was broken by Rick Glazier, who stated that 5-time world champion, 3-division world champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 wins, no losses, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, has officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in.
With Gervonta now confirming his retirement, the boxing community is buzzing. The story made waves when Happy Punch tweeted Gervonta Davis has retired after becoming disillusioned with boxing. Tank says he's done for good, per Rick Glazier. The announcement shocked fans, though some feel it was inevitable due to the emotional burden Davis has carried. Blue Blood Sports TV, however, suspects this might not be a permanent exit. The analyst suggested Davis may be avoiding a second bout with Lamont Roach, a matchup he sees as low profile. Instead, rumors point to a bigger money fight against Jake Paul on Netflix taking priority over traditional routes with Amazon's platform.
Gervonta Tank Davis retiring? No. Has he told people this? Yes. But this is nothing new. I told you the Lamont Roach Jr. fight was off. It was going to take place in June. He was not happy with the way things were playing out. He wanted to get to that Jake Paul bag with Netflix. That has nothing to do with Amazon. Jake Paul is in charge in that situation and gonna put that money in Tank Davis's pocket. I told you guys this. But you guys don't believe me. You always love to say I'm capping or hating on Tank Davis. No, just telling you what's going on behind the scenes. Gervonta Tank Davis is not going to retire. He's frustrated. He may step away from the sport of boxing for a while. But again, he was already planning to do that before the Lamont Roach Jr. draw.
Though the opinions differ, Gervonta Davis has officially declared his retirement from the sport. Some believe it's only a temporary move, brought on by personal struggles and frustration, but Davis seems firm for now. Whether this marks a true ending or simply a pause in his career remains uncertain. What's clear is that the boxing world will be watching closely to see if the star makes a return or truly walks away.
Tank Davis is retired? Superstar and legendary knockout artist Tank Davis has officially retired. Or so he claims. Tank Davis has had one of the hardest 18 months in boxing. See, first he just got out of prison. Then he had a fight with Lamont Roach that should have been a pushover, which afterwards he was going to negotiate a huge money fight with Jake Paul. But Lamont Roach had a great game plan and they ended up having a draw. That Lamont Roach probably should have won. There's a controversial no knockdown call. But now Gervonta Davis is once again facing jail time after some domestic abuse charges. So I really think this is temporary. He's probably just retiring for now, especially with all the legal fees this man's gonna need. Part of this is probably to avoid the Lamont Roach rematch and push that off if he can. But really, most of this is probably so he can focus on his legal issues. And then after all that is wrapped up, he's gonna get back into boxing. Boxers do fake retirements. It's just what they do. Especially after disappointing fights and doing legal troubles. Tyson Fury's in the middle of a fake retirement right now. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think he's really retired for good? Let me know in the comments.
Despite ongoing debates and headlines, Gervonta Davis has formally confirmed that he's leaving boxing behind. A tweet from Bleacher Report stated, Gervonta Tank Davis plans to retire after 2025, showing serious intent from the undefeated star. Davis has voiced his desire to exit the sport for over a year, repeatedly citing the pressure and personal struggles he's endured. He recently reaffirmed that he's done fighting, saying he no longer even feels anger anymore. Antonio Tarver commented on the matter, voicing concern about Davis's overall journey. Tarver said, "Natural skill alone isn't enough without personal growth. Even the most gifted fighters can lose their way." He added that Davis's case highlights the growing need for strong guidance in boxing, especially for young athletes facing fame early.
To see you right here in New York City, man. Always showing love. All right, so Jay Martinez of Fight Hook TV. So happy to see you once again. The biggest talk, let's jump into it. Obviously, we got a good weigh-in here in a moment.
Yes.
We got some good presser after this. The biggest talk that just happened moments ago, Gervonta Davis, jump into it. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but, there's this mindset, the fight with Lamont's not signed yet. Apparently, he's going to fight Jake Paul. Like, what's put it in and out of boxing right now?
Hey, man, I don't know, but, get these guys the bag so they can get the hell on if they not committed and dedicated to the sport. All they want is a bag. Give them a bag so they can go, bro. I mean, let these fighters that really want the shit, let's parade them. Let's get behind them. Let's support them. Let's build them. I'm not saying I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I just hope and pray that young man get it together. He's at the top of his career, prime of his career. I would want him to be remembered more by the things that he's doing in the ring rather than out. But, sometimes you gotta win in life too before you can get in that ring and win. And sometimes life is harder than any opponent that we could face. And I just hope he get it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have no mentors, bro. It ain't no more handlers in the game, bro. It ain't nobody taking care of the camp. These guys out here on their own frequency, bro. And I just think there's no more leaders in the game, bro. They're not going to where that real energy is that can really humble these guys a little bit. We only got a short period of time to be professional boxers. This shit is over quick, bro. And you don't ever want to live with no regrets.
Boxing legend Bernard Hopkins also weighed in, expressing his desire to see Gervonta overcome his legal issues. Hopkins urged Davis to focus on his family, particularly mending things with the mother of his children. He stressed that taking responsibility off the ring is just as important. Hopkins believes that if Davis can realign his personal life and get grounded, it may spark a comeback not just in boxing, but as a man with renewed purpose and discipline in life.
Being here with the alien, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard, first of all, good to see you, my man.
Good to see you again. Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there's a lot
My
to
second
talk
home, brother.
I'm starting to say the same thing because I'm here almost all the time.
In and out.
Bernard, a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it real quick.
Come on.
I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out. Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, and then career second. But I just wish both his ex-girl, his kid's mother, can get things together and look forward and be positive going forward.
Bernard, you think his head, is there right now with boxing? Do you think he just needs another mentor? What does he need? Because he's a great talent.
I don't know, and I don't know him that well.
Gervonta Davis recently spoke about shifting his focus beyond boxing, revealing a deeper interest in becoming a better presence for his loved ones. He acknowledged that his fast-paced lifestyle and demanding career often kept him distant from what he holds most dear, his daughter and close family. Now, he aims to prioritize emotional maturity and relationship growth. Davis's desire to become more involved and supportive shows that he's reaching a point where personal growth means more than public recognition or titles.
What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing, back with a gem. Checked out the press conference yesterday. Watched the Rise podcast, 2 days ago, watched the Rise podcast response to it yesterday. And I just have to say, I see a lot of people think that, Tank is bluffing with the retirement talk. Could be. I doubt it, though. And I'm going to tell you why I doubt it. When he talked about wanting to seek therapy and the person he has to be in order to be the fighter that he is, and wanting to be a softer person, for his daughters, wanting to seek therapy and become a better person and be with his children and lead a limelight, it seemed like a lot of emotion and passion in that. He seemed like he really meant what he was saying. There's a lot that comes with not only boxing, because, all fighters deal with certain things with being a boxer, physically and mentally. But he has to deal with being a celebrity, an international star on top of that. And I can't even imagine that pressure. So, things get old, your whole life gets scrutinized. No matter what moves he makes, it's going to be accepted by some.
The timing of Davis's decision to retire appears closely linked to his recent setbacks. Just ahead of what was expected to be a rematch against Lamont Roach, he encountered more legal trouble. Shortly after being released, Davis made it known that he was stepping away from boxing. His ongoing remarks about being drained by the sport now seem final. After years of pressure, personal battles, and media scrutiny, Davis appears ready to seek clarity and calm beyond the ropes of the ring.
And the woman said that, hey, I looked at him and I asked him to help me, and he looked at me and he turned his head, jumped out of the car and ran, or whatever the case may be. So he has a history of doing things like this to women. Like facts. Whether you like it or not, whether you're a Tank Davis fan or not, you can't get around that. That's the truth. So now, what's going to happen with the Lamont Roach fight? And better yet, what's going to happen? Will that fight still go on? I don't know. They haven't announced it, made an official announcement yet. We know the fight is scheduled for next month, August, but it hasn't officially been announced yet. And we do know if that fight is announced, PBC will have reporters there to tell those reporters, look, if you want to have access to Gervonta Tank Davis, you better not ask him certain questions. This is what goes on in the media. See, a lot of these guys, they want access to the fighters, so they have to play ball. They have to go along with the get along just so they can get access to interview the fighter. Coach Malachi, I don't give a fuck about the access. Fuck having access to the fighter. I only fuck with those who fuck with me. If you're a fighter who fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. And then, we can do an interview. That's fine. I have no problem with it because I got love for you like that and vice versa. But if it's a fighter that don't like you or don't like me or whatever the case may be, I don't give a fuck. I don't try to fit in, in the square circles. If it's a square circle, you know what I mean? If it's a square in a circle, I don't try to fit in with squares. And if you ain't in the circle, I ain't trying to get in the circle. Do you get what I'm saying? So, of course, these reporters, that's what they're going to do. So now, as it relates to Lamont Roach, what does Lamont Roach do from here?
Boxing fans and commentators have shown compassion for Davis's circumstances, recognizing the immense mental and physical demands that come with the profession. Having been under public scrutiny since early in his career, Davis has carried the burden of expectations for years. Experts feel that if his passion for the sport has faded, then stepping aside is not just smart, it's essential. Many believe it's better to bow out with grace than to fight through disinterest, especially when peace and happiness are within reach outside the arena.
And, ridiculed by others. And some people grow tired of it. Living a public life ain't for everybody. He's been tremendously successful, whatever he decides to do. I wish him well. I think we need to, watch this Lamont Roach fight closely because we've seen this in the past when Mike Tyson talks about his heart no longer being in it. Or, you heard Buddy McGirt recently come out and say, the fire left him, while he was in camp in the middle of a run. I mean, it happens. And, we don't know how it's going to affect him as a fighter. I would hope, he could find it in himself to be motivated and get prepared, you know, and be the best version of himself. Because, you know, as a Tank fan, I don't want to see him in the ring in any other capacity. You know, if he can't bring himself to be the best version of himself, then I think he should walk away. But regardless of what he decides to do for people like myself, you know, I've had a great time, you know, watching his career. I wish him the best in his personal life. He didn't say he's retiring immediately. He just said he's going to fight 3 times in 2025, and then it'll be over. You know, whoever those 3 fights he chooses to fight, you know, we have to respect it. And I would just say, you know, enjoy him while he's here. Because, you know, everybody in sports, whether it's boxing or otherwise, is only going to be active for a certain amount of time. And once it's over, it's over. So instead of, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, ridiculing or criticizing, I think he's been a very special talent, and we need to enjoy him while he's here, because the end may be really near, according to what he's saying. That's all I have for y'all right now. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor. Peace.
Among insiders, there's rising sentiment that Davis could be entering a transformative phase of his life. With so much happening around him, now may be the ideal moment to slow down and re-enter. This pause might offer Davis the space to look inward, reassess his goals, and create a healthier balance in life. It's a valuable chance to move away from the constant noise and focus on building a future rooted in stability, intention, and long-term growth.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, Wes, so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
Shout out to Tank Davis saying that he's going to go to therapy because he wants to soften up for his daughters and he wants to let go of the anger. And yes, although maybe the anger served him in his boxing career, it's not currently serving him now at the moment being the father. So shout out for Tank Davis. That's a real man. A real man is willing to be gentle in a tough, cruel world, right? It doesn't take much for us to be angry in the angry world. It takes a lot of courage for us to soften up and shine our light, whereas we've been maybe in darkness our whole lives, or maybe our darkness got us to success, right? So like Tank Davis obviously became successful, put in the anger towards boxing, but now he's on this next level of life and stepping into his therapy era, which I love to see. So shout out to Tank Davis for stepping into your healing era. Let's go.